Good afternoon and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we are going to talk about how drug abuse can escalate during holiday stress. If you notice, I put our Christmas tree in the background today to show you that yes, there is stress out there during the holidays. As always, I want to first touch base with Joel Osteen's 31 promises to declare through your life, and I had said that I would do 31 promises throughout the next 31 shows. Today is show 17 since that promise was made by me, and I do stick to my promises. Today, day 17, I declare I will put actions behind my faith. I will not be passive or indifferent. I will demonstrate my faith of taking bold step to move forward what God has put in my heart. My faith will not be hidden. It will be seen by all. I know when God sees my faith, He will show up and do amazing things. This is my declaration. I want to read that slowly one more time. I declare I will put actions behind my faith. I will not be passive or indifferent. I will demonstrate my faith by taking bold steps, move forward toward what God has put into my heart. My faith will not be hidden. It will be seen by all. I know when God sees my faith, He will show me and do amazing things. This is my declaration. And this was for show 17. 31 shows I said to copycat Joel Osteen, 31 promises throughout the lifetime. Folks, If you notice what that said about the faith and to put it into action, and that requires actions require in anything you do, especially in recovery. And we're going to talk about what can set you off for holiday stress. I just want to give a shout out to a couple sponsors. The first one would be Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, StartingPointMN.com. You could reach him at 844-414-8444. Dr. Luis Gonzalez has three different things in his business, or three separate entities, but two that we talk about consistently on this show. First one is he will walk with you from your addiction to your recovery, hand in hand, step by step, 24 hours at a time, shooting for tomorrow being a better day than today. He is not a counselor or a therapist, nor am I, so we both don't talk about your past. What we talk about is today and what can we do to make tomorrow better. The other side of his business, he has a educational program to turn you into what I am, an addiction recovery coach. If you have passion, professionalism, and personality, and you have addiction in your background, whether it's your own or maybe someone in your family, call him 844-414-844 and let Dr. Luis Gonzalez know that Ralf Friedrichs sent you. Another sponsor that I recently picked up was www.globaleyeglasses.com. That's GLOBALEYGLASSES.com. That's www.globaleyeglasses.com. They have frames from $6 and up to about $49. Those frames include regular plastic, single vision with no coatings on there. However, you can get progressives, you can get sunglasses, you can get polarized or tinted lenses, you can get digital progressives, you can get line bifocals, you can get just single vision, or you can just buy the frame, but you need to contact www.globaleyeglasses.com. Let's see what you might find, because we have some crazy, and I'm telling you, crazy frames on there. Even Elton John would be amazed by some of the styles we have at www.globaleyeglasses.com. Shout out to myself, as always. I have two websites. One is called clearviews.info, and the other one is called clearreform.com. Notice that both of my websites start with the word clear. Community lessons empower addiction recovery. It's our lessons together as a community. Clearviews.info is a website with all information, videos, articles, whatever you might want to know about addiction recovery. www.clearviews.info. And the other one is clearreform.com, and that website is like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, where I will walk with you from your addiction recovery, hand in hand, step by step, making sure that today is a great day for you, but tomorrow is just as good, if not better. I will never ever talk about your past either. So, like I said, we would talk about how drug abuse can escalate during holiday stress, and how is that possible? Well, there are a couple factors that you need to consider. One is always, anytime you have presents to buy and places to go, you need to have money. And if you don't have that money, then it becomes a stressful situation. Coming around your family, that could be a stressful situation. Hopefully not, but reality says that being around family sometimes can be stressful. Relationships during holidays can be stressful. But let's read a little bit and go a little deeper into this. The holidays are a complex mixture of joys and sorrows, sweet and bittersweet memories, and childhood longings that may sure come to mind as we share the season with family and friends. It is our special season which celebrates peace on earth and goodwill towards all fellow men, but which has become intermingled with commercialism and financial demands and social obligations. It is also a time when alcohol and illicit drugs can flow far too freely. Unfortunate but true. Holiday stress. While we're experiencing different stresses during the holiday season, seeking to cope the best we can it demands and pressures. Those in recovery from substance abuse remain most vulnerable. While we experience different stresses during holiday season, seeking to cope with the best we can it demands that you need to remain at a certain point, and the substance abuse remain most vulnerable. According to one professional in the field of drug and alcohol rehabilitation and CEO of Southern California-based rehab center, the period of time from Thanksgiving to New Year's is a time when many who are addicted to alcohol and drugs will attempt to ignore their condition in order to participate in celebration and the peer pressure itself during the holidays, during the get-togethers and parties. They will succumb to temptation, and that is a sad thing, because we all, and I explain this over and over again, it's all mind over matter. But again, realistically speaking, some people just don't have the the power within themselves to do this, and that will all come as you get further into recovery. Studies reveal that drunk driving accidents, cases of depression, and incidents of domestic violence all increase over the holiday season. Folks, when I worked in Manhattan, when I worked for Cohen's Fashion Optical, and we opened up a store in 34th Street, before then I used to travel all the way up to Lexington, 59th and Lexington. During that one season, there were at least 4 people that threw themselves in front of either a train and or subway during the holiday season. It is a time where people just don't know which way to turn financially, emotionally, relationship, or spiritually. Additionally, studies have found that many of such incidents are tied to drug and alcohol abuse stemming from those attempting to cope with the holiday stresses. CDC study published in 2006 reported that victims of suicide frequently tested positive for illicit drugs and alcohol. Furthermore, approximately 33% tested positive for alcohol, 16% tested positive for opiates, and 9% tested positive for cocaine, and other 8% of suicides tested positive for marijuana. Some things you can do during these holiday seasons. Knowing ahead of time that a holiday season is a source of stress for those in early recovery, especially it falls upon the person seeking to maintain sobriety, as well as family members and other loved ones, to take preventive measures to support recovering addicts during these trying times. It is you and me, if we're both in sobriety. I know I am, and I'm hoping whoever's watching me is also. It is our duty as a fellow human and as a creation of God to be there to help our fellow man during these terrific, unbelievable crisis times. There are a number of ways to implement some simple but effective measures that will help to ensure the holidays can be safely enjoyed by all, including early recoverers. The basics include making plans ahead of time, ensuring that there is a designated driver for every get-together, and standing by to help if an addict in recovery is experiencing drug or alcohol cravings, which can happen. By being observant and aware, and by understanding and challenging facing the individual in recovery, family members are able to be an asset, an effective source of support for your family member, even if it's not a family member and it happens to be a friend. Additional help actions which family members and friends of the addict in recovery can implement over the holiday seasons to help with drug and alcohol cravings include these: alternatives to alcohol. There are a number of creative ways to provide non-alcoholic drinks which are festive, tasteful, enjoyable. Go back to my video. It was one of my first, not even the top 50, I think. And it was called mocktails, which is a cocktail being mocked to have alcohol in it. For example, 7 and 7 can be 7 Up with a little umbrella in it. Rum and Coke could be Coke with a little stir in it. Orange juice could be a screwdriver. Tomato juice could be a Bloody Mary. Sparkling water mixed with fruit juices such as cranberry or lemonade and served in pretty holiday glass, complete with garnish, are very suited for a sober holiday. Plan ahead, folks. It's that simple. Just plan ahead. Holiday get-togethers, family gatherings, and parties require an effective plan which protects the hard-won sobriety of a person in recovery. Ensure that there is a stable friend or companion with a record of long-term sobriety who can accompany the person in recovery to any get-togethers where alcohol might be served. Better yet, decline any invitations where alcohol will be served to avoid the risk, triggers, and relapse. Folks, once you get settled further and further into your sobriety, you will see it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if there's alcohol being served. I could be around it at this point. There were times where I probably had to question myself, should I do it? But at this point, this juncture in my sobriety, I feel very comfortable in telling you folks from the bottom of my heart that I can be around alcohol. Cravings. Alcohol and sugar are closely linked, and eating or drinking something sweet can alleviate the cravings of alcohol or drugs, especially opiates. There is no doubt that the holiday season offers an abundance of sweets from which you can choose from. But you need to take care of yourself. It is vital to recovery, and even more so in times of stress, to get adequate sleep, maintain nutrient diet, and get a bit of exercise. Life and its challenges are more easily met when a person is well fed and well rested. A pleasant walk, a relaxing swim, or a trip to the gym all are therapeutic, and can help a person in recovery get through the holiday safely. So far to read that, I really need to bring this closer, but then I'm right in the camera. If you are still struggling with substance abuse this holiday season, there is help. Please call us today, meaning me, 800-405-HELP for more information, and I will help you get through this holiday. You and I can do this together. This is now my second holiday in sobriety. First one was okay. This one will be a piece of cake because now I am sharing my experiences with you, my audience. How drug abuse can escalate during holiday stress. We touched points here. What we need to watch out for are the peer pressure parties that people might ask you to go to. And if you are asked to go, folks, you either kindly say no, and you can't be transparent like me and explain why, or go and have a mocktail. Go to one of my first movies. If you need to get a copy of that movie, call me, text me, 631-599-0218, or call me at 844-405-HELP, and I will get you a copy of that. You have to worry about money issues. It is hard enough in today's economy to survive and just paying our everyday bills, our survival bills, and now we got to worry about presents. Folks, here's the simple solution. Do the best you can. I would almost guess that people would rather have you stay sober and not give a lot of presents than worry about how you're going to give the gifts and having a relapse. Those financial and relationship issues and peer pressure issues. And of course, the major thing to do, no matter what pressures you're running into, is to reach to your higher power. Reach out to God. Ask God for guidance and direction. He will, in fact, direct you and guide you. Holiday stress. While we all experience different stresses during the holiday season, seeking to cope the best we can it demands and its pressures. Those in recovery from substance abuse remain most weakest during this time. So it is very important that you stay strong. Some things you can do, knowing ahead of time that the holiday season is a source of stress for those in early recovery, especially it falls upon the person seeking to maintain sobriety and family members. If you're watching me and you're the sober person, reach out to your family members. There is no shame in telling people you are an alcoholic. Last week, during an interview with Glenn Beck and Lori, I believe was her name, Glenn Beck was interviewing Lori and asked Lori, your name is what? And she said, my name is Lori, whatever her last name was, and I'm alcoholic. That intrigued Glenn Beck, and it would have intrigued me too, because anyone that would admit they're an alcoholic during an interview must be crazy. But being that Glenn Beck is also an alcoholic and he is also recovering like me, his thing was because 2 years ago he claimed that alcoholics are the only ones that can save this world, or that Will said. And why is that? Because when alcoholics finally admit they have a problem, everything else comes on an honest base from that point on. Everything comes clean because not only did you admit you have such a problem, but you've also hopefully reached out to your higher power. So because what this person did during the Glenn Beck show and admitted that she was an alcoholic, that gave Glenn Beck the positive feedback that he needed to hire this person, the transparency of this person, and kudos to her and kudos to Glenn Beck. Where am I? Alternatives to alcohol. There are a number of creative ways to provide non-alcoholic drinks which are festive. My mocktails. Reach out to me. 844-405-HELP, and I will make sure that you get that video. It's got the recipes right on there. You need to plan ahead. No matter where you go, plan ahead. No matter what you do, plan ahead. If you're not in recovery yet and you're planning on getting in recovery, you need to plan ahead. You need to figure out, should I go to AA? Should I go to treatment center? Should I go to rehab center? Should I try Ralph's way? It's all, in order to reach a goal in life, you need to have an action plan. When I started doing this video today, I had an action plan to come up with this material. My action plan to get this video and show settled for the day and out to the public and to the social media and to the websites is to edit and to publish. That is an action plan. So no matter what you do, whether it's as simple as going to a Christmas party to your plan on sobriety, you need an action plan. If you have the cravings, which you will, sugar, sweets have been known to help you, especially with opiates. But try to eat some of that, and be careful because I found myself eating so much chocolate I was exploding. I still love my chocolate, don't get me wrong, but I've cut down quite a bit because you do need to take care of yourself. Get a little exercise. Make sure you get plenty of sleep. Make sure that you keep yourself busy. Folks, between my professional career in optometry and my career as an addiction recovery coach / host for my own show, I keep myself busy. If I get 8 hours of sleep, I'll be lucky. No, it's not good. You probably said, well, Ralph, that's not good. Here you're telling me I should get some sleep. But the reason I mention this is because you need to keep yourself busy, but you just need to not chew or bite off more than you can chew. In my case, I have so much going on, but eventually things will calm down once I get more organized. Folks, these are examples on how drug abuse can escalate during holiday stress. If you have any stories on what type of stress you might be facing during the holiday season, text it 631-599-0218. I would love to have you on my show via telephone, no name, no face, and for me to interview you about your stress. Because your story, because you're a real person with a real story, can help someone. Remember the websites that I have: Clear Views, Clear Reform. Both starts with the word clear because it's people like you with your stories and people like me with my stories, our community. Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. It is all of us together coming together and fighting to have another day, to have another sober day. But it all starts at your home, and I emphasize this quite clearly and quite often. What you do at home in front of your children or grandchildren is what your children or grandchildren are going to do out in the open. I've asked you many times, and if you're a first-time person in my audience, try never to smoke, drink, use profanity, or physically abuse someone in front of your children or your grandchildren. Matter of fact, try not to do it at all. But if you have to, out of those 4 things, one thing you should never do, and that's physical abuse someone. But if you have to smoke, drink, or use that trash bathroom language, do it on the outside of the home, away from your children. Because remember, children and grandchildren have the mentality of monkey see, monkey do. They look at you as their hero. My dad and my mom are my heroes, what your children and your grandchildren might say. So if they see you smoking, they're going to say, well, he's my hero. Must be okay. Or if they see you drinking, using profanity, God forbid they see you physically abusing someone, they're going to think it's okay, and they're going to go on the outside and do the same. But if you show them love, compassion, emotion, and respect, let them go to the outside world with that. Let them go out and show love to other people. Let them go out and respect other people. Let them go out and show compassion to other people. And let them go out to show emotion. Teach them well between ages 0 and 18. Be the co-author of their chapters 0 to 18 in their book of life. I'm at chapter 53 now. What chapter are you in? Be the co-author, because if you help them through 0 and 18, those chapters throughout their life, in the beginning especially, you have a good chance of having your children go into society, or your grandchildren, to be actively involved. Not to just blend in as one of the few, or one of the many, I should say. To stand out for the good qualities. To stand out for the respect towards others. But it starts with you, and I can't emphasize that any more than I do in every show, folks. Monkey see, monkey do. And it does also make sense while you're working on your children's book of life, 0 to 18, that no matter what chapter you're in, to remember this, folks. Never ever is it too late to turn a chapter in your book of life for the better. It took me a long time to understand that. I was never a bad person. What I was, and still am, is an alcoholic, but one that knows how to live with it, but has reached out to God, and with all that, has become a better person. And I want you to become a better person. I want to help you take your life back. But it all starts with you. It starts in your home, and it starts with a phone call or an email to me. I am here patiently waiting to help each and every person that requires help. In some cases, the requirement is not accepted by the person that needs it. At that point where denial and denial and denial consistently is coming out of your mouth, you are not ready for help. When, and it's not if, because sooner or later you're going to go for help. Sometimes it takes a tragedy in life, sometimes it takes an incident around the home, but eventually you will, and when you're ready, I need you to reach out to me, 844-405-HELP, and I will help you take your life back. Here in the Hamptons, Long Island, New York, we have major storms today. It is raining cats and dogs. But guess what, folks? With the sunshine that's in my heart and in my home, I have nothing but positive results, no matter how bad the outside might be. Even if it was snowing, here in this home, there is positive results. My friend Brandon up in Bethel, Alaska, lives in one of the bigger, I guess you could call a village, a city, but yet he's isolated from the whole world, and he has nothing but positive results coming in his home. Coming out of his mouth, nothing but positive things. If you want positive results, you need to be a positive person. If you're sitting in a homeless shelter watching me, you're at a nursing home watching me, or possibly in jail. You might be in jail for a DWI or some other crime. Don't let don't let anyone tell you that you're no good and you're worth nothing. We've all made mistakes in life if you're in jail. We've all been down in the dumps if you're in a homeless shelter. If you're in a nursing home, your family does care and love you. Everybody out there does care and love, no matter where you are, in jail, homeless shelter, nursing home. For anyone to tell you otherwise, eliminate those thoughts from your mind. Reach to God and ask for their forgiveness. They need to be forgiven for putting you in a spot that you would feel that you're not wanted or you're worth nothing. I say that you're worth everything. As I sit in front of this camera, folks, as I sit here, I am not a perfect person, far from it. But what I am is a positive person. And with positive thoughts and positive action plan, you will get positive results. There are many people in my life that I know that are negative. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's a negative answer you'll get, or a negative remark. I will never be disrespectful and say stop doing that. But what I will do, as transparent as I am, is let it like a colander go through one ear and out the other, because I will refuse to let anyone bring me down. I want to strive to be the most positive person that I can be, and I want you to do that, because once you get to take your life back, you will become positive. But it all starts with you. I am here to help. Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point is here to help. We're all waiting. Call him, 844-414-8444, and he will help you. When you call him, tell him that Ralph said that Dr. Luis Gonzalez can help you take your life back. If you're here on the East Coast, you can call me, 844-405-HELP, and I will help you take your life back also. We're getting very, very close to Christmas. Today is the 10th of December. 2 weeks from today is Christmas. We are going to have my father come visit us, which will be very exciting for 10 days. I look forward to that. As we all get older, each and every Christmas becomes more special, because each and every Christmas I never know if I'm going to be around next year or anyone in my family. So I try to make the best of each and every holiday. Each and every visit from whoever does visit us is a better experience than the last one, because I adapt to how they want certain things, or how maybe they want to watch TV at certain times. That's the flexibility of sobriety. There is no control factor when you're drunk. When you're sober. When you're drunk, you try to control everything, but you cannot even control your own drinking habits or your drugging habits. Why do you feel that you can control other people? But sobriety gives you that open mind through the grace of God to deal with every situation. Let me help you. 844-405-HELP. Text me 24/7 631-599-0218. Let me help you take your life back. Please contact me and let the sunshine into your heart and your home for positive results. And remember this, folks. A sober today, December 10th, 2014, will give you a better December 11th, 2014. A sober today will give you a better tomorrow. And if you believe what I'm telling you in here, it will all come together out there, no matter where you are, my audience. Whether you're in your kitchen, your living room, again, the nursing home, homeless shelter, or possibly in jail. Be positive and you'll get positive results. Tonight, folks, I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me. We all wear sneaker shoes and slippers, and when we go to bed, we put them on the edge of our bed, because who goes to bed with slipper shoes or sneakers on? Tonight, I want you to push them under your bed. Push them all the way under. That way, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll have to go on your knees to retrieve them. Folks, here's my request. When you're on your knees, please thank the Heavenly Father above for another beautiful day that you, yes, you are alive. Somewhere in this world, as I sit in front of this camera, there is someone taking their last breath. Somewhere in this world, as I sit in front of this camera, there is somebody closing their eyes for the last time. As much as someone in this world right now is closing their eyes, taking their last breath, there is someone in this world opening their eyes and taking their first breath on earth. Let's all rejoice in the fact that we are living. Never ever take life for granted, because in a heartbeat, it could be gone. That's why it's so critical that you make decisions today while you're alive. Don't say tomorrow I'll quit drinking, tomorrow I'll stop doing drugs, or next week, because you might not ever have one of those days coming up. It all starts today. Please contact me if you need any help whatsoever. 844-405-HELP, or text me at 631-599-0218, and let today be the rest of your a better day, better week, and a better rest of your life, because I can help take your life back. Please, folks, have a very, very good day. More importantly, have a sober day, and may God bless you.